Hey guys, this is the video as promised where we're going to go over BMR. This is great for weight loss and weight gain. So what is the BMR? The BMR is the basal metabolic rate. This is the rate at what your body burns calories no matter what you do. And you might be saying, what do you mean no matter what I do? I'm going to show you in a second with an example. So if you use the older calculators for BMR, it will say, what's your age, what's your height, what's your gender, what's your weight, what's your activity level, which all matter, but not in the ways you're thinking. So I'm going to show you that right now. Say we go here, we go to this BMR calculator. We can see my age is 30, male, height 6 feet 0 inches, 190 pounds. I put I am sedentary, which isn't true, but just for example, I'm going to show you why I did that in a second. You can see my BMR is 2,000 and calories are here. Now, what I'm going to show you and why I'm going to show you the fast, easy way is say we change the super active. So we go from one end of the spectrum to the other and we go to calculate the BMR. Once it loads, sorry, internet's being a little bit slow right now. Once it loads, BMR is the same. The calories changed, but the BMR is the same. So the fast way to do this is, we'll use me for an example, is I weigh 192. Fast way to do this is times this by 10. You're going to get 1,920, which is pretty close to that 2,000 that we just saw. It's actually just a little bit more accurate and going to help you better for weight loss for sure. However, this 80 calorie deficit isn't going to make that much of a difference unless you're a physique competitor. So this 1,920 calories per day is my BMR that we got from the 192 times 10. Now, if we want to lose weight, what do? Well, if we want to lose weight, our calories must be less than the 1,920. If we want to gain weight, calories must be more than the 1,920. Now, this is where it gets complicated and where you need to factor in activity level. If you're really not doing anything, you can kind of go either way, make it really simple. But say that you're lifting 3 to 5 days a week, which is what I recommend. You're doing heavy lifts and cardio, push, pull, squat, bench, press, all the really good lifts and some cardio. Then if you're me, you're probably gonna need to eat between 1,800 to 2,200 calories per day to have enough energy to perform as well as lose weight, because I'm just trying to get down to 180. Now, say you're trying to gain weight or you just have to perform a lot. Say you're a competitive power lifter and you're working out nonstop, doing massive splits. Then even though your BMR is 1,920, you're probably going to need to eat 2,500 to 3,200 plus calories per day. Now we can go the opposite way. Say you can't work out because you're stressed, you're busy, and you just can't lift, you can't work out, really can't do anything. Well, then we want you between 1,600 for hormone support. We don't really want to go under 1,600 due to the hormones, especially in males. Women, I don't want you going under 1,400. But you want to eat between 1,600 to 1,800 calories per day. So now that you have your calories down, you figured out where you fall in. If you fall in like I do, where you live 3 to 5 days per week, do some extra work, still trying to lose weight, whether you're a performance athlete or whether you're trying to gain weight, which I'll go into in a second. If you gain weight and performance athlete, then you want to be over 3,500. So there's all things to consider, but let's use me for an example. And like I said, I'm going to be on the 1,800 to 2,200. So we'll just cut this down the middle and put 2,000 calories per day for my goals. But how do I make this fit my goals? Because if I eat all carbs of 2,000 calories, I'm going to gain weight because it's going to mess up my hormones. It's going to mess up a lot of other things, and it's really going to cause me to store fat. If I eat a lot of protein, there's actually been lots of studies coming out from the ISSN, from Dr. Jose Antonio, and his studies have shown the more protein you eat, it actually changes your body comp, especially in resistance-trained individuals. And if you eat lots of fat, you're going to be very full, very fast, and probably go over your calories. So what I like to recommend for everybody is a 40, 30, 30 split. This is the zone diet where you have your carbs, your protein, and your fats. So how do you get a 40, 30 split out of 2,000 calories. Well, the first thing we're going to do, 1,000 times 0.4 for our carbs, and it's going to show us that we need 800 calories from carbs per day. And I'm going to go into this more in a second. Now, we're going to go into calculating our fat and protein. Because they are both 30%, they're actually going to be the same amount of calories, but they're going to break down differently. I'm going to show you why in 1 second. These are going to equal 600 calories each. Now, this is where it gets tricky. So we know we have 600 and 800. We have 800 for the carbs, 600 for the fat, and 600 for the protein. Now we need to know that 1 gram of carb equals 4 calories. 1 gram of protein equals 4 calories. And 1 So let's start with the 40% carbs, which was going to be 800 calories of carbs. What we're going to do is we're going to do 800 divided by 4, which is going to equal 200 grams of carbs per day. This is for when you really want to start weighing your food, and why I always recommend weighing your food on the metric scale, because you can be a lot more accurate as soon as this example. So we know that we need 200 grams of carbs per day. Now this leaves us with 1,200 calories. The remaining 600 and 600. But remember, they're going to be different, because 1 is going to be 4 and 1 is going to be 9. So let's go to the 1,600, which is the protein. Divide that by 4, so that's 600 divided by 4, and we're going to get 150. So 150 grams of protein per day. So again, now we know to make it as calories, we have 200 grams carbs, 150 grams protein, and now we're left with the remaining 600 calories of fat, but now we're going to divide by 9. And when we do that, we get around 67 grams of fat. So when we break this down in a 40, 30, 30 split of carbs, protein, fat, and one thing I want to say is you actually can reverse the carbs and the protein. And I personally think if you reverse this protein after you get used to this diet and think you can tolerate low carbs, I think this will actually benefit you more. I do offer personalized consulting service where I really dial in your nutrition, but just for general knowledge, that I feel this should be free for everybody. Once you kind of hit these carbs and get used to it, you want to go a little bit lower carb, change your body composition, you can reverse this. So just to break it down, we are having 200 grams of carbs. We are going to have 150 grams of protein. And again, you can reverse these protein and carb ratios because they are the same, that 1 gram equals 4 calories. And we're going to have 67, once this goes away for a second, and we're going to have 67 grams of fat. And if we do the math, this should equal around 2,000 calories. And now you see why we needed that BMR. Another thing to continue is non-exercise activity thermogenesis, known as the NEAT principle. This is how you burn extra calories throughout the day. If you're trying to lose weight, this is really important. If you're trying to gain weight, this is important too, and make sure you know you need to eat more, or you know that you need to do more NEAT activities if you're trying to lose weight. So what is NEAT? NEAT is walking the dog, fidgeting, masturbating. I guess I don't know, masturbating counts as exercise. I don't know, let's just say fidgeting. Just anything that's not really exercise that causes activity such as yard work. So that's it, guys. Thanks for watching. Again, it's Dr. Smith, DPT. Thank you, guys. Please subscribe as well. So before I leave, why don't you go ahead and hit that subscribe and share button. I really appreciate the support. Thank you.